Hello, folks. Welcome back to my channel. This is the World of TV Shows, and today we're going to be reviewing the fifth episode of the first season of Medium called In Sickness and Adultery. The episode originally aired on January 31st, 2005. It was directed by Aaron Lipstadt and written by Glenn Gordon Caron and Michael Angeli. In this episode, Allison finds herself in the middle of a rather strange dream, you might say, where she's basically inside, she finds herself to be inside the coffin of a cop during his funeral service. And guess what? There's also a gun in the coffin. So Allison is obviously not going to understand, the meaning of this at first, but she also learns something about her husband, right? And then, as the episode goes on, it appears that her husband might be sick, right? And after a while, she decides to go to a friend of hers, Catherine, who she met in the first episode in the pilot. And it appears to her that it sounds as if, there's some kind of it comes to her attention that there's a crisis, that her family might be facing. And then, as the episode goes on, she hears about somebody named Kelly, and she starts to suspect that her husband might be having an affair. Hence the title, right? In Sickness and Adultery, which is actually a play on words about the saying that is usually that you hear in some weddings, right? In some Catholic, religious weddings, in sickness and good health, right? So basically, yes, this is basically kind of like, yes, a funny take on this, on this term for the episode at least, and we understand the meaning of these two words, right? So it appears that yes, she's facing some trouble at home, and there might be a crisis that she's gonna have to go through, and Allison is scared that her marriage might not make it you know unspoiled, right? Unscathed. Anyhow, now as far as her professional work is concerned, Allison is going to tell the district attorney about a critical, piece of information, something really huge, and it's going to include the cop, right? That was, at the beginning in her dream, and then basically she's going to tell them about something that is pretty big. And obviously, the district attorney is going to run that down. He's going to, follow that lead. But then it turns out that she's going to be asked to testify in court, right? And that the district attorney would want her to lie about what she does for him and just say that she got an anonymous tip, right? So that basically both their jobs would be safe, because that would be really bad if Allison's secret was out about her ability, again within the realm of the show, right? So because it's a fictional show, just to make sure that everybody knows that, right? It's just a show. But yeah, they're both afraid that, her secret might be, you know, leaked or whatever, but so he asked her to lie in court and basically to perjure herself by, taking an oath, as, is the case in courts, right? Where they have to swear to say the truth and nothing but the truth. And yes, I believe they also have to raise their right hands. This is how court works, I believe. I don't really know about it, but this is how they would be doing it, I assume. And, there would be a Bible, and, this is how courts are in the United States, I believe, but I'm not so sure. So don't quote me on that, because I don't know about courts at all. But yeah, so basically, Allison is not too thrilled that she has to lie in court, despite the fact that, she knows that, her family, as her husband, makes clear to her that, the family would be, in the hot seat. It would be really, difficult for all of them, for the children, for Joe, for the husband, for, the pretty much everybody, right? If her secret was known. So she's gonna have that kind of argument with her husband, and obviously, yeah, it's gonna end, and everything is gonna make sense. And there's gonna be this overzealous, right? Defense attorney named Larry Watt, right? Who is played by Connor O'Farrell, who's gonna be kind of taunting Allison in the stand as he's gonna be asking her the questions. She's gonna be really, he's gonna try to basically get her to admit in a not so subtle way about the truth of what she does for the district attorney. Her what she says that she's just a consultant, but he's really pushing it. He tries to get her to admit to something, right? So I thought that was a pretty interesting moment. It's a lot like Law and Order, I believe. There's a lot of court in this episode, but yeah, this is how it goes. And then she ends up kind of turning the tables on him, and I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, this episode was pretty good. I really like the fact that I really liked the fact that Connor O'Farrell was part of the episode. He was in Without a Trace, another TV show before, where he played a bad guy. He usually plays the bad guys, but he was pretty great. Then we have John Wesley as the judge. I found him funny each time he says, sometimes when the district attorney would say objection, and he would keep on saying overruled. I thought that was pretty funny. Then we have Robert Blanche as Robert Pulaski, right? Who's the cop? Margot Martindale, who plays Catherine, Lily Rains, who plays young woman, and then we have some other actors and actresses. And I didn't mention it, but yeah, basically this court kind of, court hearing, whatever you want to call it, was about, the murderer who basically killed the cop. And obviously, they don't want him to walk. So that's why Allison has to be careful about what proceeds out of her lips so that she doesn't give the judge, some kind of probable cause to let the suspect go, right? To toss out any evidence, in the wastebasket, right? But yeah, that was a pretty great episode. I really enjoyed it. And in this episode, I happened to see here that on Wikipedia it's mentioned that Patricia Arquette, she's won the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series. This is the quote from in the notes section on the episode, under the episode, synopsis. In Wikipedia, you have that. So, quote unquote, yeah, this is right here. I'm not surprised. Patricia Arquette was really great in this episode, especially with the whole kind of drama. You can tell that she's really in it, and as the wife of Joe's, as the mother, at some point with her daughters, she's such a great actress, especially the way she gave the performance in this episode. She was awesome, really awesome. So yeah, I really enjoyed, the characters in this episode, and I thought that most of them were pretty good, especially Connor O'Farrell. He was a great actor, so yeah, I definitely enjoyed this episode a lot. So if I were to rate this episode on a scale from 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. It was a really good episode. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for me for this episode review, for this episode rating. I apologize for that. So it was a really, really good episode. So I definitely recommend it for any fans who, like the show, obviously, that this would be the 5th episode. So this is still the beginning. But yeah, really great episode, especially with the whole court case and, this crisis in regards to, Allison's, personal life. I thought that was pretty good. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this episode. And that was a really great one. And yeah, that's I guess that's pretty much it for this review. So thank you for watching. And what did you think about this episode? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Let me know in the comment section down below. I would really like to hear about your thoughts and views. And yeah, that was a really great episode. I really enjoyed it, especially near the end where you have the whole resolution thing. So it was a really, really great, funny ride, especially a lot of fun, a lot of laughter and chuckles, especially with the whole court case. So I really enjoyed it. And also this whole notion of, integrity that is here in the episode where Allison she doesn't want to lie. So I thought that was pretty good too. This whole concept of being truthful. So yeah, this is it for this review. 7 out of 10 for me for this episode. All right, what about you? Let me know. Thank you for watching and see you on the next review, God willing. This is the World of TV show signing off.